My husband came home with Girl Scout cookies last night. Let's see what Irish whiskey pairs best with each of these. Welcome to Four Leaf Whiskey. It is Girl Scout cookie time. My husband showed up last night with several boxes of Girl Scout cookies. I didn't have any say in the orders. He just brought home 4 different kinds. But I thought, let's see what Irish whiskey pairs best with each of these. So I've got my wee Guinness little palate cleanser here, and we're gonna get started. Okay, so our first cookie is the Tagalong. Back in my day, these were known as the peanut butter patties. I'm kind of showing my age there. These are a shortbread cookie that has a peanut butter filling, and the whole thing is coated in a milk chocolate. Now, these are probably the hardest ones to pair with Irish whiskey. We have nutty notes in a lot of Irish whiskeys, but peanut is something more kind of associated with bourbon. So I kind of just went off, you could go in 2 directions. I went off the chocolate notes in this, and I picked Bushmills 10-year. Bushmills 10-year is 40% ABV. This is a bourbon finish Irish whiskey. And one of the big notes I get on this is milk chocolate. Another way you could go is still trying to pick up those nutty notes and go with something like a Red Restless Stowe. Now, Red Restless Stowe is 46% ABV. You can get kind of marzipan notes. That's what I get on this, which is an almond paste. So you're picking up almonds, so it's still like kind of nutty notes, just not peanut. So let's see how the Bushmills 10-year pairs with the Tagalongs. The hardest video I've ever done. So the chocolate in the Tagalong really does enhance that milk chocolate note that comes through in the Bushmills 10. Like honey, vanilla, chocolate. And the maltiness is rich enough that it stands up to the richness of the cookie. So any of those whiskeys that have that chocolate note, I think they'd pair pretty well with the Tagalong. Like I said, this is the toughest one I might have to do. Okay, so our next cookie is one that I'm not as familiar with, and it's called S'mores. Now this one is it says it's a graham cracker, kind of looks like a shortbread cookie, filled with chocolate and marshmallow. So I decided to pair this with a whiskey that I actually do get s'mores as a note, and that is Hinch Imperial Stout Cask. Now this one, actually, this is an older bottling. This has kind of revamped their bottling, their labeling. They've increased the ABV just a little bit. I think it's either 45 or 46%. Mine is 43%. This is finished in an Imperial Stout cask from local Whitewater Brewing Company. I always get s'mores as a note on this. If you don't have this one specifically, you could also go with an Imperial Stout cask or a Baltic Porter cask. So this is Clonakilty Baltic Porter. This is the Manor Hill bottle. This is 48.5% ABV. This is available in Maryland. Or you could go with the Clonakilty, one of their Imperial Stout cask finishes. You're still going to pick up those chocolatey marshmallow notes. So let's see how well this pairs. Oh my God, that might be a new favorite. That picks up all of those s'mores notes on this Hinch. It picks up that marshmallow, that vanilla, that chocolate. That's really good. That might be one of my new favorites. All right, so for our next cookie, we're going to be having my husband's favorite, Samoas. Now, Samoa is a little shortbread cookie. It's got caramel and coconut shavings and dark chocolate. There are a couple different ways you could go with this. One option is Drumshanbo single pot still Irish whiskey. Now, I get kind of like a toasted coconut vanilla note on this. This does have 3% bar oats in the mash bill, so it's got a real creamy mouthfeel. I think that would go really well with this. This is readily available in a lot of US states. It's 43% ABV. Another option, if you want to kind of go off the coconut and off the richness, is Killowen Rum and Raisin. Now, Killowen also has a special US only release of a coconut rum and raisin finish. That one I think would be even better, but I really enjoy that a lot, and I drank it all, and I'm gonna have to go and get some more of that myself. So I just went with the regular standard Killowen rum and raisin on this one. This one is 55% ABV, natural color, cast strength, like most of Cologne is. So let's see how well this pairs. That is really, really pairing well. It really brings out that coconut note that's in the Cologne. The dark chocolate is kind of coming through. I'm kind of getting that as a note. Still getting some fig on the Cologne, but it really pairs well with the dark chocolate and richness of the cookie. This is such a rich cookie. I think you kind of thinking I might gravitate more towards a richer whiskey to pair with this one. Okay, for our last cookie, I'm going with one of my favorites, Thin Mints. It's a little wafer cookie that's flavored with peppermint, and it has a chocolate coating. So there was only one whiskey that I could think best represents all the notes in this cookie, and that was Short Cross Peated Single Malt. Now, Short Cross is from Redemon Estates, and this one was matured in a European oak cask that held a cognac that was blended with an orange liqueur, and it spent all 6 years maturing in that cask. So I do get orange notes on this, but the other note I get on this peated whiskey is mint. Now, this one is a Wallopin 66 ABV. This is a high proof Irish whiskey. So I'm going to see if the Thin Mint can stand up, and I'm still going to get that minty note on this Short Cross. That Thin Mint really does pick up on that minty note in the Short Cross. The dark chocolate also picks up on that peat really, really well. Kind of the perfect cookie for this whiskey would be a Thin Mint or an Andes. Another option, since this was a club bottle, so if you didn't belong to the club, you couldn't get this one. But another readily available option that I think would be a good choice is the Midnight Silky. Now, this is from Sleevely Distillery. I'm a big fan of them. They're up in Donegal. This is 46% ABV. This is a heavily peated Irish whiskey that has been finished in an imperial stout cask. So it's going to pick up all those chocolatey notes as well. So I was going to try to pick a favorite, but honestly, there were several of these I really loved. The Cologne with the Samoas, the Cologne Rum and Raisin Samoa, that was just a great combination. I know I'm a massive Cologne fan, but still, it was a great combination. The s'mores cookies with an imperial stout cask finish, Irish whiskey. That is a perfect pairing. That is actually, I think, could be a bit dangerous if you're sitting by the campfire with those two, because it just makes the whiskey taste just like a s'more. So you don't taste any alcohol in that at all. And that's just a perfect combination. Like I said, if you can get a bottle of that Hinch, I really do get s'mores notes on that one. If not, the Clonakilty Imperial Stout Cask Finish that just released in Ohio this past week, another perfect choice for that, to pair with that cookie as well. If you were lucky enough to get a bottle of the Short Cross Peated Irish Single Malt, this one with the Thin Mints it's so good. I mean, this is kind of an after dinner kind of aperitif. I could just eat just a couple of those cookies with a pour of this whiskey, and I would just be set for the night. I don't need any other dessert than that. It's so flipping good. This is one of the most fun videos I've done. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you have paired Irish whiskey with some Girl Scout cookies, and let me know how it went. Sláinte.